Great to have you with us again here. Before we get into Pro-Am talk, want to talk about the Super Bowl. You've done many of them, but of course, this is during a pandemic here, so must be different than the others. How do you think this impacted the players with all these restrictions?
First off, I never saw the outcome being so one-sided. It was billed as maybe the dream game. I'm guilty of that. There was a lot of, I guess you would call it, hype. It really, just the bare facts going in was this was an incredible matchup. But Tom Brady and the Bucks just dominated, and that's why they, as the old cliche, they play the games. I think the players, Aaron, were really accustomed by this point of playing before either no fans or very few fans. So I don't think it affected the way the game was played. It's just an amazing achievement, though, that we got through the entire NFL season on schedule without having to delay the process, shut it down for a while. Yeah, there were cases out there, but man, the NFL did an amazing job of being able to complete this season. And we have one of the great stories of all time. Tom Brady doing it again when no one could have ever guessed he would be capable of taking over a new team, strangers as teammates, no off-season training together, no preseason games, that he could just come drop in from New England and take Tampa to the top. It's, I think, the crowning achievement of a standalone career.
And as he said, we're going to be back. He's never going to retire. Do want to jump, though, to the Pro-Am now. What's got your eye this year?
Obviously, we're going to have to deal with here locally the fact that it's going to be different, look different, and feel different. Not as many of us locals are going to be able to engage and go out and enjoy one of these really favorite times of the year for us. There's no amateurs in the field. We had a great charity event with the amateurs on Wednesday that I got to host, and that kept kind of the Crosby spirit alive in a significant way, I felt. But it's going to be beautiful on television. This is a postcard to the rest of the world about this special place that all of us here in the KION audience call home. And I'm just looking forward to the responsibility again of trying to tell the story of who we are, what happens with this tournament, the goodness from this tournament that spreads back into our community through a ton of charity money, and at the same time document a golf event.
People are always excited about the celebrities and the amateurs. They're not going to be a part of it this year. And so trying to build that excitement for the casual golf fan or someone who's just, a fan of sport in general, what should people be looking for this week?
I think it's just going to be a pure golf tournament, Aaron, really. That's what we're left with. And, we have the star of the show, Pebble Beach Golf Links, front and center on every single shot. The drone camera coverage will be in full force. If the weather permits, we'll have blimp coverage. And this is one of those tournaments that's interesting. Yeah, we've got great golfers here competing for an important title. But the audience around the world loves to just sit back and look at Pebble Beach and dream that they are there vicariously.
Do you think there's anything different for the athletes this year, not having that crowd presence, not having the celebrity presence? At least when I've spoken with them in my few interactions, they've really seemed to enjoy that. Not going to be the case at this year's Pro-Am. So in your conversations, have they mentioned that at all yet?
The players, I actually played a few practice rounds with some of the players in the field. They all miss having the fans. It's just not the same. And ultimately, they just say it is what it is. They can't wait for things to get back to normal. I trust that next year our tournament's going to be just like it was when it first started coming here back in 1946. We'll have the amateurs, we'll have the celebrities and stars back. But at this present time, it's just nice to have a tournament. I mean, it sure beats the option. And, we're going to try our best to keep the flame alive that Bing Crosby delivered to our community back in 1946 when he brought the tournament here. This is 75 years since the Crosby, or the AT&T as we know it today, and they're a great sponsor, since they came here. And but since Crosby came here, it was an important time to, in some capacity, still recognize the amateur and the celebrity. And Wednesday, if you look back on it, we're going to show coverage of it over the weekend, some highlights of it, to have the Every Shot Counts charity challenge presented by AT&T. To have Bill Murray here, Alfonso Ribeiro, who played fantastic golf, Macklemore, Larry Fitzgerald, Kira Dixon, Catherine Newton, the 6 of them to come in for a 5-hole match to, again, keep the Crosby spirit and the amateur tradition alive. It was a wonderful time, and at least we got that in this year.
Final question. Those are all names who are here just about every year. Who's the best golfer of the bunch? Who always seems to get the best of the group?
Well, based on what I saw on Wednesday, what Alfonso did, now they were playing a scramble, and his partner was Macklemore, and Macklemore hit a lot of good shots. It was a scramble. And once he was in play, which he was, it gave Alfonso the ability to kind of go for the green. And he eagled the second hole on his own ball, basically. His drive, his second shot, his 40-foot putt. He played some wonderful golf. Bill Murray, though, is surprising. As many years as he's been coming here, and he works it hard, he's always made everybody feel special and feel like they've been a part of his act. And I just thought it was awesome for Bill to come all the way from his home back east to be here for 5 holes, again, to keep the tradition going. And he'll surprise you, as he did on Wednesday. He'll make a key putt. He'll pull off a bunker shot, knock it close. He's got a lot of game. He's a past champion here. And I keep thinking we're going to see a drop-off some year from Bill as far as his golf ability, and it never does. He loves the game, and he loves this tournament. Hey, we're going to have a great tournament, Aaron. It's not going to be the same. We're going to miss the fans big time. But I promise you, the professionals here are going to put on a good show, and CBS is ready to document it and showcase Pebble Beach and our community to the world.